Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Deb Holland and we're here to continue our teaching series from my book, Leaders, My Leaders, Your Journey to Awesomeness. We're in the middle of the teaching series about interpersonal excellence, and today we're going to wrap that up. So we've been talking a lot about how to deal with your people individually, how to work with them collectively as a team. So what you need to do is you need to learn your people. We've talked about this a little bit already. What works to motivate them, what demotivates them, what stresses them, what frustrates them. Yeah, it's a lot, but when you're working around your people every single day, you have the opportunity to observe these things about them and then lead them accordingly. Keep them away from their stress threshold. Keep them away from their frustration breaking point. Ease their stress as much as you can and just be there to make their work life as good as it possibly can be. Respect their personhood. They, again, are not yours. You do not own them. You are not God in their life. And when you respect their personhood and you see them as an individual separate from you, that makes them feel valued. That makes them feel honored and respected and cared about. And then they, in turn, are going to work harder for you, and they're going to be much more loyal to you because they know that it's a true partnership together working towards the accomplishment of the mission. And they feel like you understand and you get that they are an individual worthy of being treated as an individual, not a piece of property that you think that you own. You want to help them grow personally and professionally. We've talked about this just a little bit before too. Help them develop skills like public speaking that serve them well regardless of what future opportunity they may want to take advantage of. Write letters of reference for them if they want to go back to school and pursue a degree. If they're going through a terrible trial in their personal life with dealing with elder care or child care or a sick spouse or whatever it may be, extend them some mercy and some graciousness and some compassion, and help them ease back their workload enough to be able to just keep going, or help them adjust their schedule to make their life at home easier. Help them grow professionally. Help them learn industry-specific, organizational-specific skills that are going to position them to compete well for promotions in the future. Correct bad behavior. As counterintuitive as it may sound, you do people who are acting up a terrible disservice when you don't call them on their behavior. I have seen this play out personally where one leader allowed another leader to act up and actually encouraged it for years and years and years, and the two of them fed off each other, and eventually, you know what, one day the day came where it wasn't funny anymore, and the consequences on both of them came crashing down hard, and neither one of them was allowed to be a leader any longer, and it's because one of them was acting up. That individual let the other individual act up, and so individual B didn't understand that they were doing things that were going to eventually catch up with them. So individual A did individual B a terrible disservice by not correcting them early when individual B could have turned out to be absolutely incredible rock star leader. And it didn't happen because this person didn't rein in this person when they should have. So, you also want to work on treating people equitably. There is no such thing as perfectly equal, but equitable. Equitable is what you want to strive for. If Johnny can produce 10 widgets a day, and that's Johnny's max, and the organization requires 10 widgets a day, then Johnny is fulfilling his potential. If Susie can produce 15 widgets a day, and she has fun doing that, and she's hitting the minimum and then some, then you're being equitable when you are expecting Johnny to produce his 10 and Susie to produce her 15. If you were trying to force perfectly equal, you would either stress Johnny out to the breaking point or demoralize Susie to her breaking point. Low performers, high performers, you've got to deal with them differently. Lots of people who are middle of the road performers, and those folks need to be dealt with differently as well. These guys need to be helped to hit the minimum. These guys need to be set free to run with the ball, and these guys need to be recognized as the backbone of the organization and treated with tremendous respect. All performance is a bell curve, and we've talked a little bit about the differences in that bell curve. So you have the high performers over here, the backbone right here, and the tail end performers over here. And you've got to just ebb and flow with that. And you know what? Some days your high performers are going to slide back. They're going to have things going on in their life. They might not feel good. They might not have slept well the night before, and they're going to slide back to the middle. And then you're going to have days where your tail end performers are just absolutely crushing it, and they're doing awesome. And so those guys slide up into the middle, and so the middle will slide this way and the middle will slide that way. So it's a flow. It's an ebb and flow with every single one of your people. No one has exactly the same performance exactly the same way every single day. It's not humanly possible. So learn and understand to move people and to allow that movement through the bell curve, and life will be a lot less stressful for you and a lot less stressful for them. Don't ever tell anyone to dumb it down for any reason. Leaders will sometimes tell one person, hey, you need to dumb it down. You're making this person look bad. That is so demoralizing for a high achiever. Don't do that. And more than that, don't be emotionally lazy and have that be okay. Like, hey, I really just want everybody to just leave me alone, and I'm not interested in the job anymore. So you stop doing so good, because then it makes this person look bad, and then that reflects bad on me, blah, blah, blah. It's all just this big sinking quicksand muck that bad leaders just drop right down into. You should allow your high performers to just knock it out of the park every single day that they are capable of doing so. Take reports of wrongdoing seriously. We've talked about this at some length already, and it bears repeating. Give the facts a fair chance to be seen and heard, and be man or woman enough, and quite frankly, regardless of your gender, have the balls enough to deal with the truth as the truth is. Stop trying to mask it. Stop trying to cover it up. Stop trying to bully the people bringing it to light. Stop trying to preserve your shady corner. Get your cockroach butt out of the shadows and grow up and be a leader among leaders like you're supposed to be. Learn how to be awesome. Balance compassion and accountability with your people. This is critical. We've talked about that already in terms of people performing at different levels on different days. So you're going to have times where you're going to need to give compassion even when you don't feel like it, when it isn't convenient, when it isn't comfortable. And then you're going to have to also implement accountability when it isn't convenient, when it isn't comfortable, when you don't feel like doing it. So this is leadership, folks. It's a big job, it's a tough job, but it's an awesome job, and you can be awesome at it if you start today by making the decision that you're going to commit and you're going to become every bit of the leader that you can possibly become. You're going to do right by yourself, your family, your team, your organization, and your community that entrusted you with this position. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time. In the meantime, come on over, join me on my website, debhollandlcsw.com. Link to my Facebook page from there. I look forward to seeing you guys. Have an awesome week, my leaders. I believe in you.